Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you the top 10 anime movies in my opinion. Keep in mind there's many more good movies out there, but these ones I especially enjoyed watching. Also, there's a lot of Studio Ghibli movies, and that's because it's one of my favorite studios. Their movies bring a nostalgic feeling of sorts. Without further delay, let's get into it. In number 10 we have Kiki Delivery Service. Now this movie is from 1989. Kiki, a 13-year-old witch in training, must spend a year living on her own in a distant town in order to become a full-fledged witch. Leaving her family and friends, Kiki undertakes this tradition when she flies out into the open world atop her broomstick with her black cat, Gigi. As she settles down in the coastal town of Koriko, Kiki struggles to adapt and ends up wandering the streets with no place to stay until she encounters Osono, who offers Kiki boarding in exchange for making deliveries. Before long, Kiki decides to open her own service with her broomstick, beginning the journey to independence and finding a place between the townspeople. This is a very quiet movie, very relaxing and definitely a good watch if you have nothing else to do and just want a movie with a warm feeling to it. Besides that, the movie won the 1989 Anime Grand Prix Award, so it's definitely a good watch. Number 9 comes with Sword of a Stranger. Now this movie is from 2007. In the Sengoku period of Japan, a young orphan named Kotaro and his doctor Imaru steal from villagers in order to make ends meet. However, Kotaro is forced to remain on the run when he finds himself being hunted down by assassins. Fortunately, the duo runs into Nanashi, a ronin who has taken refuge in a small temple when Kotaro is attacked until Imaru is poisoned. Although the samurai saves the helpless pair from their pursuers, he feels that there is no need to help them further. When offered the gem in exchange for his service as bodyguard, he accepts Kotaro's offer of employment, just until Torimaru is healed and the two reach their destination. As the three set out, it soon becomes evident that their path is riddled with danger, as now there is a terrifying swordsman after them to capture Kotaro and fulfill a certain prophecy. This movie reminds me a lot of Totoro, a very skilled samurai traveling with a kid. I definitely enjoyed this movie and wasn't the only one, since it won a bunch of awards. In number 8 we have My Neighbor Totoro. This movie is from 1988. Now many of you may know this movie since it's probably one of the most well-known movies of Studio Ghibli, but for those who don't, here it is. In 1950s Japan, a father relocates himself and his two daughters, Satsuki and Mei, to the countryside to be closer to their mother, who is hospitalized due to a long-term illness. As the girls grow fonder of their new life, Mei encounters a small bunny-like creature in the yard one day. Chasing it into the forest, she finds Totoro, a giant mystical forest spirit whom she soon befriends. Before long, Satsuki too meets Totoro, and the two girls suddenly find their lives filled with magical adventures in nature and fantastical creatures of the woods. In 1988, Tonari no Totoro won the Best Film Award in the Mainichi Film Awards, and many more after that. If you want a relaxing movie that will fill your heart to the brim, I would definitely recommend this one. It's a must-watch for fans of anime. Number 7 comes with Grave of the Fireflies. This movie is also from 1988, just like My Neighbor Totoro. This movie portrays the aftermath of the World War II. Japan faces widespread destruction in the form of American bombings, devastating city after city. Grave of the Fireflies is the story of Seita and his sister Setsuko, two Japanese children whose lives are ravaged by the brutal war. They have lost their mother, their father, their home, and the prospect of a bright future, all tragic consequences of the war. Now orphaned and homeless, Seita and Setsuko have no choice but to drift across the countryside, followed by starvation and disease. This movie has a really hard subject, and it's not for the most viewers. If you like something very real, maybe you should give this a try. Also, I should say that Otaru no Aka is based on the semi-autobiography short story which is centered on the author's experiences during and after the American firebombing. In number 6 we have The Light of a Firefly Forest. This movie is more recent, it's from 2011. Intrigued by the tale of a mountain god, 6-year-old Otaru Takegawa loses her way in the ancient forest while visiting her uncle. Exhausted and desperate for help, Otaru is thrilled to find a masked forest spirit named Jin. She learns the hard way that she should not touch the boy or he would disappear. In spite of this, Jin leads Otaru out of the forest and warns her never to return, when she promises to come again with a gift. Paying no attention to his words, and despite being separate by both distance and planes of existence, Hotaru and Jin become close friends, as she visits him every summer. However, their relationship and resolve are put to the test when romantic feelings conflict with the one and only rule. I don't normally watch romance movies, but this one is very short, only 45 minutes, so I decided to give it a try and was surprised. It's a very nice movie with an interesting story. You should definitely give this a try. In number 5 we have Howl's Moving Castle. This movie is from 2004. The floating castle is home to the magnificent wizard Howl, infamous for both his magical prowess and for being a womanizer. Or so the rumor goes in Sophie's small town. Sophie, as a plain daughter of a handmaker, does not expect much from her future and is happy with working hard in the shop. However, Sophie's simple life takes a turn for the exciting when she is saved by the mysterious wizard. Unfortunately, this makes the Witch of the Waste jealous and she puts a curse on Sophie, turning her into a old woman. In an adventure to return to normal, Sophie must accompany Howl and a lot of his eccentric companions like a raging fire demon or a hopping scarecrow within his living castle on a dangerous adventure as the raging wars tears their kingdoms apart. Howl's Moving Castle is also one of my favorite movies. I don't know how to explain it, but you will definitely understand if you watch. Something about a moving castle makes my inner child happy. Number 4 we have Summer Wars. This movie is from 2009. Oz, a virtual world connected to the internet, has become extremely popular worldwide as a spot for people to engage in a large variety of activities, such as playing sports or shopping through avatars created and customized by the user. Oz also possesses a near impenetrable security, ensuring that any personal data transmitted through the networks will be kept safe in order to protect those who use it. Kenji is a 17-year-old math genius and a part-time Oz moderator, who is invited by his crush Natsuki on a summer trip, but unknown to him, this adventure requires him to act as her fiancé. Shortly after arriving, he receives a strange coded message on his cell phone from an unknown sender, who challenges him to solve it. Kenji is able to crack the code, but little does he know that this math expertise has just put Earth in a great danger. This movie is packed with action and a lot of comedy. If it seems like your type of movie, you should definitely give it a try. In number 3 we have The Secret World of Arriety. This movie is from 2010. The world can be a very scary place when you're small. For Arriety though, the only real fear in life is missing out on a big adventure. 14-year-old Arriety and her parents live in a small space of a human garden. They are what some might call borrowers. They take items from the human world and make a living in the shadows. Their existence goes mostly undiscovered until the arrival of a 12-year-old Sho. When Sho begins to notice small things going missing, he becomes suspicious. He soon meets Arriety and strikes up a friendship that neither of them could have seen coming. In this movie, Studio Ghibli presents the audience with a beautiful look at the human world from a much smaller perspective. It's also very peaceful with an amazing art. It's a must-watch for anyone. In number 2 we have A Silent Voice. This movie is from 2016. As a wild youth, elementary school student Shoya tries to beat boredom in the cruelest ways. When the deaf Shoko turns serious into his class, Shoya and the rest of his class bully her for fun. However, when her mother notifies the school, he is singled out and blamed for everything done to her. With Shoko transferring out of the school, Shoya is left to the mercy of his classmates. He is artlessly bullied throughout elementary and middle school, while teachers turn a blind eye. Now, in this third year of high school, Shoya is still plagued by his wrongdoings as a young boy. Sincerely regretting his past actions, he sets out on a journey of redemption to meet Shoko and once more and make amends. Oe no Katachi tells the heartwarming tale of Shoya's reunion with Shoko and his honest attempts to redeem himself, all while being continually haunted by the shadows of his past. This is a really hard movie to watch, it really hits you in your feels, but if you like the type of movie, you should definitely give this one a try. In number 1 we have Your Name. This movie is from 2016. Mitsuha, a high school girl, yearns to live the life of a boy in the bustling city of Tokyo, a dream that contrasts to her present life in the countryside. Meanwhile, in the city, Taki lives a busy life as a high school student while juggling his part-time job and hopes for a future in architecture. One day, Mitsuha awakens in a room that is not her and suddenly finds herself living the dream life in Tokyo, but in Taki's body. Elsewhere, Taki finds himself living Mitsuka's life in the humble countryside, In pursuit of an answer to this strange phenomenon, they begin to search for one another. This movie is beautiful, I love the mystery surrounding everything and how the story is told. It's a must watch for any anime fans. Now guys, this was the top 10 anime movies. Did you find any movie that you didn't know, or that you were curious to watch? I really love watching anime movies because it's a different feeling from watching anime shows. If you liked it, leave a like and comment down below. You can also comment to let me know what type of video you want next. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss any video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.